Release notes time, version 33.2. It is the 21st of December when I'm releasing this video because I thought, and I got my days wrong, I thought this was meant to be out on the 20th. It's not, it's the 21st of December this is meant to come out. So, what is going down for the month of January? And yes, indeed, as the title suggests, there is going to be a lunar event. And there is good reason how this all falls, but I'll be kind of talking about that in a minute. So, one of the main things is invasive species invade the contest. This is all about this kind of like savage land, savage followers, lost in the jungle type thing, mutants, Brotherhood of Mutants. It's Mutant-E. In a nutshell, and includes 2 new champions in game. You can see right here, Toad, he's sticking onto the walls right there. There's also Sauron as well. Sauron looking very kind of like well, pterodactyl-y, and also like there's a really cool moment when the fight is taking place. I'm just trying to find the moment of Toad. Literally, there he is. He's just literally being spun around. If you haven't seen the Shindig of Champions video, then you won't know about this. But yeah, he's been grabbed by the tongue. It's like that's a weird sound that I made, but I made it, and that's, you know, that's what we need to remember. So those 2 champions coming into the game. I'm going to be doing this week a comic book history and source material abilities, which I haven't done those videos for a very long time, and that's just because a lot of things that most players are more interested in, I've been trying to work on those. But there are some out there that are interested in the backstories of these characters, and I'm definitely going to be doing that for players that are interested in that particular type of content. Also, next month sees a really kind of cool side event that has a new fight mechanic in-game, which is the Strikers. This is something which we've gone over in a previous video on Friday, which I'll put the links and information to in the description down below. But if you're not familiar with Strikers, in a nutshell, you basically get to summon yourself another champion to help you out, and whether or not that's giving you something like extra bonuses, boosts and buffs, and this is what this side event was all about. It's kind of like a test platform as well, the same way that the root mechanic was something we tested out a long time ago, where you basically remain static and you know, it's either good or bad, just depends on how you look at that particular thing. But I'm excited to see Strikers return back, and that's something which is going to be in next month's update. Kabam have also said that there's going to be 2 key things that are going to be just improving the way that we navigate. First of all, a loading and navigation update, and as well the what's new icons and buttons. The navigation in game is sort of fine. There are some things that have been improved, especially for a quality of life perspective, so I don't know if this is Kabam 0 kind of at work to improve that element of how you navigate. One of the navigation functions, it says you can now navigate to more screens without having to go through a loading screen, e.g. bringing up the champion screen from crystals and quest boards. Whether or not it's going to be something of like a click drop down like here, and you're able to go boom, like click onto something and it takes you into a different area, rather than going, okay, well, I need to go to fight. Once I go to fight, I then want to go to arena and do that. So it's like there's two kind of clicks and loading, as opposed to something that's just like straight into the content. So like a 1-click button from like the page here, and you go straight into like, I don't know, the current arena you're on. Not 100% sure because it's not very descriptive on that particular information, which, you know, it's not really there. The other thing that this will also have improvements for is like the what's new. In this kind of section here, this kind of like little, like I don't know what to really call it, like reel of things that are kind of like what's new and stuff. I can imagine them there making that more streamlined. And Kabam is saying that what they're planning to do with this is that there'll be blog, YouTube videos, and morph directly within the app. And that's really good, but at the same time, there's other elements that need to be accessed. Like, you know, if Kabam aren't going to be putting out notifications about stuff going wrong in game and bugs, there needs to be some access to it. Like, it's all well and good doing like a forum thread about something to say, hey, by the way, the Venom Pool Variant 8 boss is bugged, but at the same time having something to go, right, well, that's come up as like a what's new, a kind of a notification, a very important piece of information, being able to click that and go, okay, well, I'll read more. Then that allows that kind of quick access, or something that's maybe like a headline type thing. And that's something you could even do, like a daily bugle type kind of like thing for the game, where you kind of like announce stuff. And that would be like, you know, something I would say players would need to get information. As I said, last month was all about Venompool boss being broken, Deadpool X-Force being broken when it comes to the Variant 8. So having something quick access, snappy, not an in-game message, but something that you kind of like see right there. At least they're doing something as a news reel. Those two particular new features I'm actually really excited for, especially for the point of quick access, which a lot of times going for like a million different screens and loading stuff can become quite laborious, so it definitely sounds good. But leading on to something quite exciting, and that is a Lunar Event. The way that the Lunar Event breaks down this year is actually very interesting. You can see right here from the 2022 one, it puts it into February 1st, which actually puts in the scheme of this update. Last year's, it was a case it needed to come in midway-ish through and was part of the February update, or the kind of like next update within February. So this is good. This means that this kind of falls into the next update, as it falls on like the last week of the month leading up to the new update, like Tuesday, as it says, Tuesday the 1st of February, which, you know, if you know, as a lot of you know, this is kind of like the new update day, in which the new update drops before the latest kind of like I don't know, content for the month, so it kind of factors into that as opposed to like the following month. In any case, I digress. For those unfamiliar with the Lunar Event, sometimes Kabam roll out a quest. In that quest, you're able to pick up things like red pockets and red tickets. These you're able to send to your like alliance mates and stuff. It's kind of like a gifting type thing, but it isn't a gifting type thing because there's nothing of like a rank to it. There's nothing that you gain overly. It's just a case of like sending and receiving, and it's a nice fun little event. The other things within the pockets, they're not overly spicy. If you look back on the channel, we've probably got plenty of those openings if you haven't seen these being open in any kind of way. But yeah, it's just good to see them back. Everything kind of rolls in the number of 8, as it's you know, considered to be a lucky number. And it's just a fun little kind of like side event, extra side event than what it is. So it's good to see it return and announced, because I don't think it was announced too much last year, or sorry, this year, but it definitely wasn't announced in December what was happening for the further month. So hey, you know, exciting times. Now the final thing to let you know, if you don't know already, is that there's going to be no champion buff for January. That is something we have covered on the channel yesterday, so make sure you kind of watch that video to kind of like find out as to why Kabam aren't doing that. There's also a few other kind of little bugs and known issues changes, like Dr. Doom informed DragonMan that he cannot borrow his SP1 description, which is an ongoing bug and some issues. A few things as well. There's an interesting updated Captain America Classics portrait, gave him some new VFX, so I don't know what the reason for that is. Will this be a future buff down the line, something to make it more exciting for players to go, oh, I might play him, even though he's not really under the current meta, or he hasn't even given a buff, so hopefully we see a buff for that champion next year. There's a few little things when it comes to AI interaction, which is good, but nothing that really benefits the players in any kind of substantial areas. There's also like a few, as I said, bug fixes. Mole Man will now remain unblockable when Frenzy expires during his SP2. Great for playing the champion, not so great playing against the champion. But again, a few other things as well. The skip SP3 button will no longer linger in gameplay, especially if you've got some of those beta features. And if the beta features are giving you any kind of jip, or they're not becoming like as friendly as you would like, remember you can opt out of them, and that's what I opted out of them a long time ago, until a point I kind of feel that they've been put in and they're running smoothly, which is very difficult at the moment to have Kabam running this game smoothly and the process of it running all right. So yeah, I'm just kind of like, I'm taking myself away from that stuff until I know that it's kind of working smoothly. But you know, that has been it. That's been a little coverage of the release notes. I've done a side quest one which was released last week, so make sure to go and check that out. Thank you very much for watching this video, and make sure to check out some other content located on the screen right now. Lots of stuff's going to be posted on the channel. Have a great and happy holiday, whatever you're doing, and keep locked to the channel for more spicy content. Cheers everybody, bye bye.